In the last year, I have seen so many people using ChatGPT for things like product ideas, what to write on a print-on-demand item, on a mug. I've seen people using ChatGPT to get captions for their Instagram or even full blog posts. And it's kind of like you want someone to do that grunt work that you just don't want to do, the repetitive work or the work that takes the most amount of time. But the truth is, while ChatGPT is amazing for these things, I find it's also kind of cool for the higher level things, kind of like having your own business consultant or just someone to brainstorm ideas with. And that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to be talking about ChatGPT, how you can brainstorm ideas, and yes, even the nitty-gritty blog post things with a little bit tips that I have to give you on how to create things that are more authentically you and not just machinery. In this video, I'm going to be taking a person that has multiple ideas, multiple hobbies, things that they like to do, things about themselves. And this person is basically consulting or brainstorming with ChatGPT. What should they do for their business? From the highest point of, I'm not really sure what to choose, to the lowest point of the nitty gritty, designing a logo or doing things for your social media. And I'm probably also going to be mentioning two extra tools that I use that are AI based for this purpose. But I feel like I'm forgetting something that I need to do before we get started. What was it? Oh, right. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya Royo and I do so many different things online, and as I do them and as I have conclusions from them, I try them, I bring this content to this channel. And so let's start with ChatGPT. I did write some examples for niches for my avatar of a person, mostly from the things that you provided me with in our Facebook community or in the community tab on YouTube. Let me just push this. It's pissing me off. Okay, so I'm with ChatGPT here. And by the way, in case I didn't mention, I am not paying ChatGPT. I don't have any paid membership. Everything that I'm doing can be done for free. The first thing that I need to do is be the person that I was talking about. So give me a second. Okay, so I wrote, hey there, good morning. How are you? Yes, I'm very polite to ChatGPT. I need your help brainstorming ideas for a business. A little bit about me. I'm a human design projector. I love baking. I live on a farm and I read tarot cards. Based on these facts about me, can you help me with 3 suggestions for businesses that I can start? Can be just one thing or a combination of several. And in case someone is going to be asking in the comments, I'm not a human design projector and I do not live on a farm. This is just for the sake of creating that person. I honestly really like being nice to ChatGPT because it's always nice back and it's really nice. I said nice a lot. Good morning, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? Okay, let me just make the text a bit bigger. Awesome. Okay, so you're a human design projector. Hello, wisdom and guidance. That is correct for those of you who know human design. You love baking. Yum. You're living that peaceful farm life. Jealous. And you read tarot cards. Magical. I love this feedback. Honestly, half the time I use ChatGPT just to feel better about my ideas. This is such a beautiful combo of nurturing, intuitive, and creative energy. I've got 3 juicy business ideas for you that blend your vibe perfectly. Exactly what I wanted. 1, the Tarot Baker. I'm sorry, I almost fell. Monthly mystical treat boxes. What? It's a subscription box that combines your baking with tarot wisdom. Okay. That is an interesting thought. There is also like, why would this work for projector? That is pretty cool. It was combining tarot with baking, and then it said, why would you like this if you are a projector, which is what you gave. It has farm to spirit retreat concepts, host small intimate weekend retreats on your farm. I forgot to mention that I want an online business. Intuitive baking and human design coaching. Okay. Offer one-on-one or group Zoom sessions where people discover their human design type and how to live in alignment with it while baking something simple together. Honestly, this is brilliant. What do you think? I refined myself writing. Actually, I forgot to mention that I want something that I can do just online, preferably develop it into a blog, YouTube channel, selling products and services. I feel like I am more looking for niche ideas than a business plan for this step. Okay, gotcha. Thanks for that note. Online only with blog, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. The Mystic Kitchen, where tarot meets baking. I like that. Spiritual baking with meaning. It has bake recipes inspired by tarot cards. The Empress Loaf or full moon cookies. This is brilliant. Storytelling, what the card means and how the recipe matches that energy. Oh my God. This is I wish I was into baking. Videos, blogs showing the baking process with this is like brilliant. I wouldn't even think about that. Monetizing ideas for later. And then we have the projector pantry, slow living and energetic nourishment. Actually, this is really very much aligned with projectors. So human design inspired cooking and lifestyle tips based on being a projector, the recipes and rituals for each human design type. Oh, that's really cool. Like for other design types. I really like that one. Tarot and time. Farm Witch vibes for the soul. Okay, I love all of these ideas, but we're going to have to choose one of them in order to get moving with our process. And in the next step, what we need to do is to find a domain name or a name for our business. Now, I am very much aware that ChatGPT can do this domain name or name suggestions. However, there is a different tool that I'm using for two reasons. One, ChatGPT, I'm using the free version and I don't want to run out of things early on, and two, that tool actually checks if the domain is available, and that tool is the AI domain search option of Hostinger. For those of you who don't know, Hostinger is a hosting and domain service provider that you can get a domain and host it and either have a WordPress website on it, write your own code, or even use their internal builder. I have been working with Hostinger as a person who's hosting their websites there for years now. And for the past 2.5 years, I've also been affiliating Hostinger and recommending them officially on this channel. There are plenty of tutorials about how to use Hostinger website builder. If you'll be interested, I'll leave a link to the playlist down below, as well as a community discount for viewers of this channel for getting a domain and hosting service from Hostinger. But for now, we are in my profile at Get a New Domain, and you can enter a domain that you want to check here and see if it's available, or generate domains using AI. Now, what project are we going with? Let's go with the first one, the Mystic Kitchen. It really got to me. Obviously, I don't know if the Mystic Kitchen is available. Maybe we should check the Mystic Kitchen.com. And the Mystic Kitchen is already taken? What? See? That's why ChatGPT is not good with naming your businesses. It's dangerous to approach this website. Okay, interesting. Let's move on to generate domain with AI. I feel like I just proved my point for me. My business is Mystic Kitchen, a blog about tarot and baking, niche spiritual baking with meaning. I need a domain name that ends with .com. Let's see what it gives us. Tarot baking. .com, that's available. We have Mystic Bakes. Okay. We have mysticrecipe.com and the Tarot Chef and soulfulbaking.com. Honestly, all of these ideas are pretty good. And if you happen to come about, all of these domain ideas that you really like, one way to narrow things down would be, well, a way that you should be doing anyway, which is to check the existence of these names on social media. So for example, maybe I like tarot baking, but if it's taken on Instagram or on TikTok, maybe I wouldn't use it if that's where I want to be marketing myself and branding myself. I'm not going to show you how to do this process. I have a full video dedicated to how to find a good name for your business and for your shops, including all of the steps that we need to consider along the way and personal stories of how I chose multiple domain names that I've had along the years. And I'm going to leave a link to that down below. But for now, we're just going to pick one. Oh, this is so difficult. The next step is actually something that I've done previously with several ideas that I've had, which is to give ChatGPT 2 different project names or project ideas and ask ChatGPT, what do you think is better? And better goes towards, if you were a viewer or a buyer and you heard that name, what would you think that business is about? Because then we can see if the idea that I have in my head kind of matches what people would think, because often we come to a business from our own perspective and we name it in a way that other people don't understand, or they will expect something else when they come in. So I asked ChatGPT to do that. I'm not going to read it out loud. You can just screen grab if you want for this step. And basically comparing it between the Tarot Chef and the baking, soulful baking. Okay, the Tarot Chef, first impressions, super clear and intriguing. People immediately know that it's about tarot and food. Chef adds a professional tone, so it might evoke more structured or elevated recipes. That is correct. Also, maybe people would assume that you're a chef, which could be amazing if you are a chef, and kind of a little bit of a fraud, even though it's, a nickname in a domain, if you are not. This is also very general. It's not about baking. It's a chef. It's not a pastry chef. might attract both spiritual folks and foodies, even those who aren't super into tarot yet. What people might expect: tarot-themed recipes or a tarot twist on classic dishes, possibly even reading through food or culinary storytelling, a unique persona as you are the tarot chef. It's a very branding thing, because if you think about it, that one of the main differences between soulful baking and the tarot chef is that the tarot chef brands you as a person, and soulful baking brands you as a business. And here you have a more content creator or branded persona feel. Yeah, exactly what I said. Great for YouTube or Instagram. And I feel like this is a great tool even for people who have been in business for a very long time, just because it's kind of nice to see either validation for the things that you already know about business or just the things that you forgot to think about. I feel like the more years you are in business, the more you kind of lose your edge a little bit and you have to get it back. And I hope I'm saying it correctly. Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT to rephrase that part. But yeah, pros: clear niche hook, memorable and easy to say. Yes, the tarot chef is very easy to pronounce. Strong brand potential, books, merch, digital decks. That is correct. Oh, I can now see like a tarot deck. I really want to do that now. The cupcake. Opens doors to wider foodie collaborations. That is correct. I mean, if you are the tarot chef, you can visit a restaurant or have a collaboration with some kind of a brand that makes food. Cons: chef might sound a bit more formal or trained. If your style is more cozy, intuitive baking, it could feel a bit off brand unless you own it with a playful twist, like having like a chef's hat. And to social baking, and why do I keep saying social baking? I've said it many times in this video. Soulful baking: first impression, warm, comforting, emotional, immediately gives cozy, heartfelt vibes, sounds more general, like a mindful baking blog or therapeutic baking series. I kind of like this a bit more about the emotional experience of baking than a specific niche. Okay. I feel like soulful baking could also be something that you can combine human design with, not just tarot cards, because tarot is not in a name, and everything that could be included into our energy or our souls could be included in that as well. And it says it's more about the emotional experience of baking than a specific niche, which is very correct. The pros are deeply resonate and emotionally appealing, flexible, you could evolve into any soul-centered food project, that is correct, and works well for blog content and writing books or courses, but it will be about baking. And I feel like here, this is where you need to choose a certain direction. And once we choose a name or a direction, the next step is our design language. So I'm going to just pick one. By the way, I'm hoping that with this process, you can see in your head that this is not just about how to start a tarot business or a baking business. It's about having these multiple options. We need to just pick one to move on to the next brainstorming, or actually actionable brainstorming, when it comes to a design language. I'm going to go with, okay, we have tarot. That is a fixed point, and we have a chef. And we have soulful, which is general techniques, and baking, which is specific. Given the fact that I love tarot cards and I am really bad at baking, I'm personally going to go with a tarot chef. I'm also a person that is really into personal branding. So I'm going to go ahead and write. Oh, it actually wrote his recommendations. If your core identity is the fusion of tarot and baking, and you want people to immediately get that and be drawn to it, go with a tarot chef. Okay. And if you are more drawn to the spiritual, emotional depth of baking, no, I'm not drawn to that. So yeah, I think, and he said voting the tarot chef. Maybe it knows me. By the way, anyone who's been watching this channel for a while, what do you think about this setup for the videos that I'm with my computer? I would love to know, like a set question. I can ask ChatGPT, but no. Okay. I love the tarot chef. Let's go with that. I need for this project the design language for the website and other products I'll be making, including for Instagram posts or YouTube thumbnails. I would need 4 colors and 2 fonts. You can obviously choose more or less. I really don't recommend more. I would need 4 colors and 2 fonts, and please 3 different options, while explaining why they would fit my target audience. First, I love the enthusiasm. Oh yes. This is so funny. The tarot chef is such a powerful, memorable name. You've officially got main character energy. I just love it, honestly. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just, when you work, I've been working from home for like a decade. So it's definitely nice to have this kind of bouncing off ideas. I feel like I have like my best friend like cheering me on the entire day without having to bother him while he's working. Okay. Option number one is the modern mystic kitchen. Clean vibe, magical, feminine, yet grounded. Target audience 25 to 40-year-old spiritual women who love aesthetics, tarot, self care, and cute content. Colors lavender smoke, warm cream, and of course, we have the HTML color codes dusty, rose, deep plum, and the fonts are Playfair, Display, and Lato. Now, I am going to show you a cool thing that I do on Canva, kind of like to visualize this, but let's carry on with the rest. It works because it balances feminine magic. Yeah, that is correct, because purple is actually a very, very spiritual color. So it definitely combines that. The other one is Earthy Cottage Witch. Okay, I like that. Sage green, clay, I do not know how to pronounce that word, parchment beige, and twilight indigo. Ooh, I think I like that better. The header would be cormorant gourmand, and the body would be nunito. Okay. And option number three is a celestial baker. That would be midnight blue, moonlight white. Okay, I like moonlight white actually. Rose quartz and gold foil. That is very interesting. I feel like that is more of a someone who reads tarot as a service versus the baking thing. And it's with Cinzel decorative and open sense. Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to open Canva here just to show you how you can do this thing. Now, I am working with two screens, so I moved ChatGPT to the screen to my left so I can see the suggestions while I'm working on it. And I really did like the second color suggestion better. So this is just a random page on Canva. There is no meaning to like the size or anything here. I'm going to click on add page. This is what I'm using. It's called EP branding. It's a project that I'm working on. All of the projects that I'm working on are always in initials. I kind of like to do that. It's also one of the things that I use to find a domain name or to choose a project. So the tarot chef is TTC. That would be that. So that's right. TTC, design language. One, I do not love the color lavender, so that was off the page. And then we have 4 colors and 2 fonts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to elements and I'm going to go to grids and I'm going to choose a grid that has 4 different frames. I actually kind of like to have them a little bit more, maybe in a different size just to see how it can play out. Maybe let's remove the spacing completely. And now what we're going to do is we're going to color the boxes, the frames, in the colors that ChatGPT gave us. This is sage green. It's one of my favorite colors. This is the, what was it? The clay something that I wasn't able to pronounce. Okay. Oh, that is a nice clay. And we have the parchment beige. Dum da da dum. Da, da, da. Okay. And the Twilight Indigo. I feel like this will be like a twist because all of these kind of look like they're together, right? Oh, wow. I think I like this. I don't know. Let's try out the second one. So we have design language number 2. In the design language number 2, which was the Celestial Baker, we had the Midnight Blue. Okay. And then we had the Moonlight White, which I feel shouldn't be that dominant anyway. As you can see, it's a little bit different than the white one. And Rose Quartz, which is very spiritual of its own. And we have the gold foil. Yep. Okay. That is interesting. And the font combinations, of course, let's not forget that. We had the header for the first one, text. Give me a title, make it big. I'm going to put the header here, and I'm going to put it in white, and it's going to be the Gourmand. Yes, thank you. And I'm going to copy paste this and place this in, what was the other one? Nunito? Oh, nice. Okay. So this is actually body. And this is title. Let's duplicate it again. This time all caps. Just to see both options. And we can duplicate this one as well. I kind of feel like I like this one a lot better. I do know how the other ones look, but I do encourage you to do this process for every step of the way when you are asking ChatGPT for design information. I'm going to bring my ChatGPT back and move on to the next phase, which is to create a logo for me or give me ideas for a logo. Now, I do know, oh wow, want a quick summary. I didn't even see that. One thing that I forgot to mention is that it's really important when it comes to the fonts to make sure that these fonts that you're choosing are available for your other projects. So for example, if you want to use a specific shop builder and you already know it, maybe go with a font that is available on that shop builder versus a font that might not be available on that shop builder, even though today most of these fonts can be downloaded and most of shop builders have the option to upload your own font, but that is just a little tip from me. Moving on to two other things that I want to do in the design space, and that is to create a logo and to create a favicon. So for that, I'm going to go to ChatGPT, and I'm not going to ask ChatGPT to create those for me. Again, I don't want to be wasting my credits or my free credits, and also the creation of things here is very slow. What I am going to do is ask it to give me different AI prompts that are incredibly detailed so I can do it myself on Ideogram. Okay, I wrote, I love the second one, the earthy cottage witch. Now I want to create a logo and a favicon, and I don't want you to do it, but instead provide me with two prompts for each for me to generate these on Ideogram. I did find that it's very helpful to write exactly what AI you're going to be using. So we have prompt number one. I'm not even going to look at this. This is for the logo. Let's just open Ideogram. This video is so much longer than I thought it would be. I don't know why I keep thinking that I can make videos in like 5 minutes. Okay, now I'm going to type in this one, cottage core vibes. Why is it together? Okay, never mind. And let's be on a square for a logo, generate. But a logo doesn't have to be a square, and in many cases, it is not. Now let's go back to ChatGPT for the second prompt. Okay. I'm on my knees crying, but no one hears a word I'm saying. Square. All I need's a little love. I need to stop singing while I work. Prompt number one for the favicon. By the way, for those of you who don't know what a favicon is, it's always a square. The favicon is like the favorite icon. Like that is how I know that this is YouTube, like the tab, or that this is Canva. And I often find that when we talk about favicons, maybe even just the favicon will give me an idea later for my logo, because all of this for me is still brainstorming. I'm not going to specifically ever take something specific. Okay, now we have, yes, I was very much into the trend of the toy boxes. Side note, I actually did this for the co-living that I'm living in for our Instagram, and I did these for my ex, and I also did some for me, but those were from ChatGPT. Okay, let's go to the tarot chef, the first one. This actually looks pretty good. This one I don't like, just because like I feel like this could be a really nice thing on Instagram or something, but as a logo on your website with all of this like defining lines, it's kind of weird. But this would be like a nice book cover, the other one. This is really cool, like even as a favicon. Oh wow, they're all pretty awesome. I really like those. Let's have a look at this one. This was still the first prompt, but it was like two different sizes. It has the lavender on it. Yeah, this one is maybe really cool as like a thumbnail, or not a thumbnail. Well, a thumbnail maybe for an intro video, or this is cool like your first blog post or something like that. And I feel like this is a little bit of the point, is that when you are engaging in these actions of like, you know, trying to find something, the fact that this is not a good logo for me doesn't mean that this is not going to be a good anything for me. Because if I have, for example, a Facebook group, that would be an awesome banner or cover. And this can also be like a banner for the website. And we have this option, and then we have other options here. This one, the tarot chef. Ooh, this is really cool, but this is like more baking specific, right? This one is a cookie holding it. Okay. This one is kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, they're much more baking specific, I feel like, than the other ones. And we have this one. Yeah, these are the baking specific ones. I think like it remembered the fact that it's the baker, and these are ideas for the favicon, which we can actually turn them into a logo, and they are based on baking and the moon, and it wants to verify that I'm human for some reason. I don't know why, but these are also cool. Oh, this one is actually pretty cool as a card, and well, I'm not going to choose a logo because it's not my business right now, but just to tell you my process personally, if I see something that I like, I would usually recreate it myself on Procreate or add the text and create the text using Canva. Now, we have the design language, we have the logo, we have the topic. Now we need to start talking about how to make money, which, yes, we have spoken about this in the beginning, but now we're making it a bit more specific. I wrote, "Thank you for that. That was amazing. Now I want to ask about ways to make money from my idea." My idea. I should have written from your idea. "On top of making content for YouTube and hopefully getting monetized, can you offer me ideas for print on demand products I can sell, printable products, as well as what to affiliate and what to offer as a service?" I did forget to write like a book, for example. You can be more broad about this, like give me ideas of how to make money from that, but I wanted to be a bit more specific. Overall, 15 ideas would be nice. "Oh, you are so welcome. I am loving this journey you're on. The Tarot Chef is such a strong brand. Oh my God, it's like your best spot. Like, you go, girl." Okay, you're clearly aligned with it. Of course I am. Let's get that abundance flowing. I don't know if you noticed, but it's like I was talking about spiritual stuff. So it created the words abundance instead of let's get this project started, let's get this abundance flowing. It's really talking back at you in your vibe. "Here's a curated list of 15 monetization ideas. La 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 la. Let's have a look." Print on demand products, 5 ideas. Tarot recipe cards deck. Each card is a recipe and a tarot meaning. Sold as a physical deck. They say that print on demand printers like Printify or Make playing cards deck. I didn't know that Printify has card decks. I do know that Make Playing Card have decks, and I have a tarot deck from them that I made myself. So makeplayingcards.com is actually a really good idea. Cottagecore aprons with mystical designs, basically print on demand aprons, cute saying like baking by moonlight, or intuition is my main ingredient. Oh, wow. Soft tones, vintage style illustrations. I honestly think if I have to look at this would be a nice thing to embroider on a beige kind of apron for people who are into tarot cards. Even this one, if done right, if it's black and then the inside will be some kind of purple, it will be a beautiful embroidery project that people who love baking or cooking and tarot would probably like. Mugs with tarot and baking mashups. Example, a high priestess card with a teacup and roll and rolling pin. Perfect for morning rituals and gift buyers. Recipe journals or spell books. Lined or prompted journals with space for baking notes and spiritual intentions. Add mystical illustrations and affirmations inside. This is not the cover of the book. This is when you create the actual book. Or wall prints, kitchen art. That could be really cool too. I mean, you're in the kitchen, so wall prints and kitchen art. Printable or shipped art with quotes like "baked with intention." That could also be really good for like stickers. Soft tarot, or for a t-shirt, "baking with intention." Soft tarot imagery, herbs, moons, and cozy food illustrations. By the way, at this point, if you would like to create any of them using AI art, all you have to do is just ask it for a prompt for that. It's really good with that. I personally don't really sell AI art that much. If I'm doing these things, it's just because I want to see how it looks. So for example, show me how a tarot card would look as an empress if she's baking, and then I would recreate it myself using Procreate. I don't know if you can see, but there is actually in my background one of the tarot designs that I did when I started working on a deck a few years ago with Procreate. It's kind of like right here. That's kind of more my style, but if you want to use AI, I'm not judging. Printable digital products, 4 ideas. Low overhead and great for Etsy or your own shop. Digital moon phase baking calendar. Okay. Tarot spread template for food lovers. Okay. Download PDFs with beautiful backgrounds. Kitchen. Oh, it's like you can actually like print the spread. Okay, that's nice. I never thought about that. Kitchen Witch ritual kit, printable. Step-by-step rituals for baking with intention. Okay. Comes with printable altar cards. I don't even know what that is. Okay. Guided recipe ebook. That is honestly also like just a book, you know? Affiliate ideas, 3 key direction, mystical baking tools. So tarot theme, measuring spoon, celestial, spatulas, ritual baking tools. I think you can find it on Amazon. Yeah, affiliate through Amazon, Etsy, or niche kitchenware shops. Honestly, I have seen more people make money affiliating Etsy than selling on Etsy, but that's just my 2 cents. Spiritual subscription boxes, promote one that is aligned with your vibe if they have an affiliate platform. I think that was really cool. And also, if you affiliate a specific company, there are more chances that when you grow a channel or your social media, they would want to sponsor your content. And digital design tools like Canva Pro, Notion templates, or stock graphic websites. Good for your audience who might also create magical things. And services to offer 3 ideas: intuitive tarot readings with custom recipe pairings, obviously, duh. Virtual Kitchen Academy workshops, that's cool. And one-on-one human design or tarot aligned food coaching. Notice it brought in the human design here again because it remembered that we are interested in that. That was really cool. And a bonus tip, make sure all these product services feel like they are flowing through your aura. Slow, intentional, and cozy. I love this. And honestly, the whole spiritual jargon talk, that's because we put it out there, because I've seen ChatGPT talk very much business when it's not the topic on the table. Now, let's have a few more things that we can brainstorm with ChatGPT for our businesses before we wrap things up. One of the things that we can do is, for example, create an about page for our website. Now, I want ChatGPT to write me an about page, which is something that we can do, but I gave it very little details. So now, like I said, I would like an about page for my website. My name is May. Please rely on previous information given in this chat here for more info. The thing is, I didn't I didn't really give it a lot of information, like it doesn't know where I live or stuff like that. So let's see. Hi, I'm May, a human design projector, intuitive baker, tarot reader, and soul-led creator, living on a peaceful farm where the oven is always warm and the stars always seem to whisper. I would actually write the stars always seem to align, but the tarot chef was born from my deep love of baking and ChatGPT and my lifelong connection to intuition, ritual, and spiritual storytelling. This is actually pretty good. And I feel like the more information you're going to put about yourself to ChatGPT in this case, the better it's going to be. And also, I recommend usually to edit this thing a little bit again to see that it really fits your vibe. But in this case, it does fit the vibe of what I wanted to do. And it says, let's stay connected. Join me on YouTube or Instagram, because I was talking to it about YouTube and Instagram, or sign up for my newsletter to get cozy recipes, magical musings, and tarot treats delivered right to your inbox. Okay, let's do something else. Let's say I want to have a YouTube channel for this. That's what we talked about. So I'm going to brainstorm ideas for that. Okay, so I wrote, that was epic. Now I want you to please give me ideas for my YouTube channel. 15 video ideas, each 5 are in a playlist, so 3 playlists all together. Yay, May! Finally, he's using my name because I said it. I'm so glad you loved the About page. Let's cook up some YouTube magic for the Tarot Chef. We'll organize these 15 video ideas into 3 clear, binge-worthy playlists, so your channel feels intentional, soul nourishing, and super inviting to new subscribers. Does anybody want to start doing a tarot baking channel now? Playlist 1, the tarot inspired baking. So we have the Empress Cake, a recipe for nourishing and self-love. The Fool's Journey banana bread. Baking as a new beginning. Full Moon Cookies, a baking ritual for release. Wheel of Fortune bread, aligning with change through sourdough. Bake your birth card, what your tarot archetype tastes like. Okay, we have playlist 2, Kitchen Witch Living, what I eat in a day as a human design projector, Farm Witch edition. How I use tarot to plan my meals. Yes, really. What? My morning farm routine plus tarot pool for the day. That is actually pretty cool. Like a morning farm routine plus tarot cards for the day. 5 rituals to add magic to your kitchen. Tour my mystical farm kitchen plus altar spaces. I'm personally not into altar spaces, but fine. I think that's really, really cool as an idea, though. I feel like it's really good to choose a niche that I'm not doing, but I know a little bit about, just to get like the inspiration opened up. And playlist 3 is printable spreads and spiritual tools. Oh, this is like actually like a selling tool. Like I have a tarot recipe cards printable deck. Let's make a video on how to use it. Design a baking ritual for each moon phase, free printable included. Top 3 tarot spreads for creatives and cooks. Okay, behind the scenes, creating a recipe spell book, and my favorite kitchen witch printables on Etsy. That is really cool. Honestly, I did get an idea from the free printable included. There will be a free printable included to this video with kind of a step-to-step of the questions that you can ask ChatGPT that are a bit more than what I have asked here in this video. And this free guide or questions or printable is going to appear on Passive Income with May, which is my Substack account, maytribe.substack.com, in which you can get updates on different things that are happening in the online space. And yes, I will start uploading freebies to this. So consider subscribing. It is free. Now, there are plenty of other things in which ChatGPT can help us with our business. You can ask ChatGPT to give you Instagram post ideas for carousel or for reels, actually give you full scripts videos. And I feel like that could be a really good thing for someone who hasn't filmed videos before, because it tells you, like, where to put the camera, start by whispering something or have a different theme of music. But I want to finish this video because I've already been filming for an hour and a half. I don't know how much time it is after the edit. And what I want to finish with is actually something pretty cool that I like to do. If you've been watching my videos in the past few years, you might have seen that I talk about like national days, international celebration days, we have events and holidays. And I feel like one thing that is really crucial is for a person that has a certain niche to know what these events are. So that's going to be the last thing I'm going to use ChatGPT to brainstorm for this business in this video. A bit out of the box, but good for marketing. There are plenty of national days or holidays in the US and in the world, from known things like Christmas to really weird stuff like Hot Dog Day, which is an actual thing in the US. I think it's the same day as Jumping Up and Down Day and Eat Chili Day, which also means like this is the national day where everybody goes to the emergency room because they threw up, but fine. Can you make me a list of events, days, national, international, awareness days, weeks, months, or even holidays that I can use to promote my business and engage my audience, given the nature of this audience and the niche? And of course, yes, May, this is such a genius idea. Thank you. Tapping into national days, quirky holidays, and awareness themes is perfect for your niche. Thank you, I know. Adds a seasonal magic, boosts visibility, and gives you ready-made reasons to bake and pull tarot cards. I know that is like, I feel like these national days, I could literally make content for this channel just based on these things. Here's a juicy list. Okay, witchy and spiritual intuitive dates. We have March 20th and September 22nd. That is the spring and autumn equinox. I would look at all these ideas, love them, but still check the dates after. April 22nd, Earth Day. May 1st, the Beltane. Okay. June 21st, summer solstice. And it's even giving me like what to do. Sun cakes, abundance rituals, and intuitive celebrations. October 31st is the Samhain, Halloween. Oh, yeah. That is, of course, connected. December 21st, the winter solstice. Candle rituals, slow bakes, cozy vibes, monthly, full, and new moon built-in content cycles for recipes. Then we have food-themed days for recipes, National Pie Day, World Nutella Day, International Waffle Day. This is pretty cool, and it's writing when it's, I think the national will be the US, and then it's writing when it's in the UK or in anywhere else. There's National Egg Day, Lollipop Day, maybe tarot for inner child, International Chocolate Day, World Vegetarian Day, Vanilla Cupcake Day, and National Cookie Day. And mystical, magical, and self-care dates. January 2nd, World Introvert Day. February 20th, World Day of Social Justice. And Women's History Month in March, International Women's Day, National Relaxation Day in August 15, National Day of Encouragement. These are really cool. And we have, oh wow, oh my god, this is so much information. Seasonal Soulful Farm aligned themes. April is Stress Awareness Month. Didn't you put that it's Gardening Month? Really? June is National Soul Food Month. September, Self-Improvement. November, Gratitude. Feed the Birds on the 3rd of February for Wild Card Fun Weird Days for playful content. And those don't have to be like pieces of content where you make a full video about on YouTube if you are a YouTuber and that's the direction. Those can also be just fun things to put in on Instagram as reel or even as a commemoration day, just creating a fun photo for. Now, I have loads of things that I do with ChatGPT, and as I said, there will be a freebie. I will link down below to the Substack blog post that will have more detailed questions that you can actually use as a guide for your own ChatGPT. But I would love it if you liked this video, other than maybe giving it a like or consider subscribing, if you could comment down below what you found to be the most useful part of the video? Was it just the flow with ChatGPT that is different from what you do? Was it a specific thing that actually ChatGPT said and you're like, oh, that's a cool idea? Or if it was the design language process where you can put it on Canva using AI prompts for ideogram, or even what I did with those national days and holidays. And speaking of those national days and holidays, I'm going to put a link on the screen right now to a video that I've done on Q2 that includes my goals for Q2, how to make goals for Q2, as well as these national cute holidays and awareness days for April, May, and June, aka Q2, as well as another video that is all about the 5 questions that you need to ask yourself before you start an online business. And you can definitely use ChatGPT to help you with this process. But with that being said, that was it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new or were at least entertained. And as usual, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!